Our first night in Croatia, we decided to go to our favorite restaurant in Rovnia. It's on the beach, and we were greeted by this gorgeous sunset that I just had to share with you. I figured this was the best way to start my vlogging through Croatia and search for Croatian yarn. So, enjoy the sunset and come join me as I explore Croatia and their yarn culture? Question mark on that. My quest for Croatian yarn began right at the beginning with the only yarn store that comes up when you Google yarn stores on the Istrian Peninsula. This one here in Pula was the only one that came up. I went in and they said they had no yarn. But stay with me. This process does get more complicated. Here we're walking away from the store through the city of Pula. But join me. Let me show you some sights. Back at the house, I was trying to figure out what to do to find some Croatian yarn. I do know that there are some yarn companies in Croatia that produce yarn. So I figured there had to be somewhere that the locals go in order to shop for their supplies. But it wasn't readily apparent. So after playing with the puppies, we did a little more research. I think the water air did us some good because we then had the brilliant idea of let's go to this handcrafted store that specializes in crochet and knitting in Rovnia and ask them where they get their yarn. It's a wonderful shop if you are looking for something made by someone else. This hexi-cardi was the most beautiful, best crafted hexi-cardi I have ever seen. Everything in the shop is made by the shop owner's mother, and it was just an incredible job. It had beautiful drape, but everything in this store was gorgeous, though she didn't really help with where to buy yarn. She suggested the place that we'd been in Pula, and then she said everything else she buys is online. So I got to see some beautiful handcrafted items in this shop, including this lovely micro crochet jewelry. But I still was no further ahead on where to find Croatian yarn. So I was once again stumped. But it was a lovely shop to visit, and I do recommend that you stop by if you are ever in Rovnia. As sometimes happens when traveling with kids, I found myself at Teddy. Now, I did not expect to be yarn shopping in Croatia at Teddy, but it was one of the places that people were saying you can get yarn. And I did not expect to see anything other than what I've seen here at home. However, what I'm showing you now are all yarns that I have not seen before in the Teddies that I have visited in Germany, except for that package of rainbow right there. But I finally found the meterage for each of the skeins of rainbow. So I did want to show that because I have shown this package of yarn a few times on the channel. Everything else that I show here is a new yarn that I haven't seen before. It was very busy. This Teddy was extremely busy, and the yarn is just a pile of sheer chaos. I don't actually have any really good pictures of the shelves, but as I'm moving along here, you can see there's sort of no organization. So it very much, oh, this was quite scratchy, by the way. It looks beautiful, feels like plastic rope. But as you can see, it's just sheer chaos. You're just searching through like you would in some kind of bargain bin at the thrift store. But this seems to be the normal state of affairs. There were quite a few other shoppers, and I asked them where they buy yarn, and they said pretty much universally here at Teddy or online. So I also did a little yarn shopping here in Teddy, and I will show you my little haul a little bit later in this video. But for now, enjoy seeing some Teddy yarns that we haven't seen on this channel before. Though that velvet one with the stripes, you're going to see that one on Monday. Every year we go on a dolphin boat, or a boat to view dolphins. Actually, we were on a Nemo boat this year with a glass bottom, which for dolphin viewing is not necessary. But we did see many more dolphins this year than normal, though we usually do see dolphins. We picked a different kind of boat this year than we usually do. We usually do a dinner cruise around Briuni, the major national park island there, which we will see a little later in this video. But this year we did go out of Rovnia, and it was really good. We really got to see a lot, and I'm going to try and show you a few of the video clips that I got. Be patient and keep your eyes on the water. So the next day we're out running errands because, you know, kids. And hubby comes over and with this. Actually, he brought the bright orange over to show me. And told me there's yarn over there. So naturally, I scooted my butt over to check it out. And so this is what I found. This is in a store called Kick, and we do have these stores in Germany, and it never occurred to me that they might have yarn. So that is something else I'm going to check out now that I am home and see if our kicks also have yarn. Kik, K-I-K. And yeah, it wasn't a huge section, but they did have several options, and they were really, in general, nice, soft feeling yarns. Mostly acrylics, but I think there was a little bit of variety. There might have been one or two with wool, and some with polyester, which is also a synthetic, but really, really lovely textures on a lot of these yarns. And yes, I did also buy yarn here, which you will see a little bit later in my yarn haul. So this is yarn from Kik. This song, by the way, is called Cheerful Chaos. I thought it was appropriate for this section. So we'll see if this works. I've just gotten out of the pool and I'm still on vacation, obviously, but I did manage to get, well, quite a big haul actually. So excuse the hair and the no makeup and all of that stuff. It's vacation mode, right? But I've got a couple of kids that are at the beach with my husband and a couple that are getting taken care of by Grammy while they're getting unpooled. So I thought maybe I could get a chance here to just record some of my haul, hopefully all of my haul so far, because I kind of want to start to use it. I'm almost out of the yarn projects that I brought with me because I had this idea, yeah, I'm going to underpack or try to underpack this time. I got a boy out here with me. There's a play equipment right beside where I'm filming. So we'll see if I end up with a little guest star for this video or not. He may come in and out. Vacation mode, yeah? So I'm going to start with the store called Kik, K-I-K. It doesn't look like a yarn store or craft store or anything. I actually went in looking for something for my daughter, something that she'd forgotten to pack. So I went in there, and as I was sort of in the ladies' clothes section looking for stuff for her, my husband came over with one of these and was like, look what I found. He brought the bright orange one over, and actually I was very tempted by the bright orange one. But I kind of let my more practical side kick in. I don't know that I need, how many is it? 500 grams and 1,125 meters of neon orange yarn. I mean, a little bit of neon orange in something can be fun, but when you're pushing 50, I don't know how much neon orange you wear. Or maybe that's when you do wear neon orange. I don't know. So anyway, this is the Mia. It's the Creativity brand, which seems to be Creativity Homemade. Seems maybe it's a store brand or something like that. It didn't seem to be unusual that there was yarn there. So, and I paid €8 for it. It's really a very pretty blue, and it's got this nice sort of spin to it. So it gives you that sort of texture on it. I'm assuming it's 100% acrylic. I didn't actually look at that. It's made in Turkey. A lot of what's made in Turkey is synthetic. Yeah, 100% acrylic. Wash in 30. Don't put it in the dryer. Don't iron it. It says that 500 grams would make a size 40 sweater, which in sort of US Canadian sizes is a size 10. I think the UK, it's one size bigger. So I think maybe it's a 42. And they're recommending a 4 to a 4.5 millimeter knitting needle or hook. I personally think that's a little small, because I would say that is a good, whoa, where's the camera here? Worsted weight yarn. So I'm not sure what I was going to do with it, which is why I decided to get a blue one, but it's really a very soft feeling acrylic. It feels like it'd be nice to work with. As you all know, I'm learning to knit, and I thought it might be just a good, easy to work with. As I thought I'd learned to knit, and then apparently I've learned to knit backward. So I want to start to practice some of these skills the right way, and I thought this might be a good yarn for that, but I bought other yarn in this that might also be good for that. I bought a few more things there. This one I could not put down. In the video, I think you see me carrying around the really pretty pink colorway of this. And I wanted 3 balls because it's, where's that info on here? I remember, this one, it's really, really hard to find. Okay, 100 grams for 214 meters. So I wanted enough of it to make a good size project, but it's just so autumnal and beautiful. And I thought that even more than sort of the pale pinks and creams and that this may not be the best light to be showing you colors. Is that coming across on camera? I hope so. That because of the fuzzy, sort of soft, cozy nature of it, the autumnal colors might work better. And I was really, really drawn to it. And I was able to get 3 skeins of it. One of them came like this. No discount or that. I'm really finding that the Croatians do love their yarns. I spoke to I spoke to a lot of people who were also shopping for yarns in these various stores. And they clearly all love their fiber craft and that, but The way in which the yarns are kept is just not what I'm used to seeing in Germany or in Canada or any of these places that I've lived. So it's just a little bit hodgepodge, and you gotta dig and search and find, and sometimes they don't have ball bands anymore, but yeah, okay. That's fine. So I got that, and I thought that's just gonna make probably like sort of a fall shawl, or like a set of sleeves, you know, that sort of where you just want to put sort of some sleeves on, and that kind of a top. I think with almost 700, no, 650-ish meters. This is why I don't tend to want to write patterns, is because I don't like doing the math. Though my son has volunteered to do it for me. He loves math. The oldest one, that's 21, and I bought him some pants the other day, and I'm like, can you try them on and let me know if I have to send them back or not? And he was like, yeah, I meant to when they came, but I was doing this data analysis thing for 6 hours and I was just lost in it. Pardon? What? What did I raise here? And he's like, yeah, it's like crochet for you. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. It's, oh, gotta rescue somebody from the pool. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I really should film me trying to get into this. It's like a swing lounge. It's a sight to see. They're really comfortable and great to sit in, and it's kind of like swingy, but you've never seen anything as ungraceful as me trying to get in this thing. So where was I? Oh, yes, I did buy one more yarn there, but I bought 2 different colorways of it. So I did buy this Sarah, and it does have lots of sparkle in it, and I'm not sure that you're gonna get it in the camera or not. But so I bought it in this, almost gothic kind of red and black with the sparkle. And I just thought it was so pretty. I think there is almost a touch of green in places. And sort of every time I look at it, I see just some element that's just a little bit different, or a little different shade or tone or that. So I think it's the kind of piece that once it's made, you'll have a little dimension and variety in that in the color. So there are 100 gram skeins for 240 meters. They are 98% acrylic and 2% metallized fiber. So that's going to be your shine. What I like is I can't feel that sparkle in it at all. On my hands, it still feels very soft. I would say it's a sport weight. And it's very nice. So I managed to find, here you can see where it sort of looks a little green. I'm not actually sure that it is green. I think it's just the way that the black and the burgundy get woven together there, that it almost, I don't know why it would give off a little bit of green, but it seems to. Another one where I couldn't get 2 with the ball band, but I could get 2. And here I want to make just a rectangular wrap. As I'm wearing my triangular wrap, I realize that I love the way they look, but when it comes to wearing, I think I prefer the big rectangle. So more like a blanket scarf or a rectangle shawl or that. So I got that, Sarah, in that colorway, and also in the shiny silver gray, and try to show it to you. Get my face out of there so that the neighbor's looking for somebody. I don't usually film outside, so I kind of have the environment behind me, and I hope that's okay. I guess I'll find out when I go to edit, huh? That's the problem with filming and then editing is, and you get to the editing phase and go, oh, I don't know any of this stuff. So anyway, I got those two colors. And so that's what I got, surprisingly, at the store that I had no knowledge that I was looking for yarn there. There was something else. Oh, so I paid €3 for most of the skeins, but this one for some reason had a sale price on it. I cannot see anything different about this ball than any of the others. And as I said, like I had ones without ball bands that I didn't get a sale price on, but this one I did. I did look through the others to see if there were any others with sale tags on, but no such luck. So then the rest of this haul is from Teddy. And as you know, I shop at Teddy quite often at home in Germany. That's a receipt. I want to find my Teddy receipt because apparently, oh, okay, that's the big one. Oh, fell out. So I have the big receipt, but then apparently this little receipt is a €5 gift certificate. Couldn't do it the same day that you shopped, but the Teddy is beside the McDonald's that's closest to us, and we have one of our autistic boys only eats 5 things, and 2 of those things we can get at McDonald's. So when we're traveling, we always make sure we know where the nearest McDonald's is, and it happens to be near the Teddy, so I will use my €5 on, surprise, surprise, more yarn. And hopefully they have something Christmassy, because one of the make-alongs that I want to use is a Christmas-themed. English is actually my first language. You wouldn't know that from this video, but it's true. I would like to join a make-along that is the creator spotlight of Crafting Kitty. She is doing, turtle trunk. And turtle trunk, so the make-along is you make any of Turtle Trunk's patterns. And she has one for sort of a mini-sized stocking. And for a couple of years now, I've been wanting to make refillable advent calendars for my little ones. I do have refillable ones that are store-bought for all the kids. I just smacked myself in the face when I did that. Maybe I shouldn't gesture and talk, but I do and have my whole life. So I was like, oh, this is fun. I can do this make along and join that community. But there were no Christmas yarns in Teddy. And while I was here, that video of tell me everything I'm doing wrong in my knitting stuff went up. And really, and I'm sure I've said this in another video that you've seen before this, but I really expected someone to say, yeah, it's unusual, but you know, that's Mongolian knitting, or, you know, that's the way they knit in Papua New Guinea, and yeah, it works out. No, the consensus was it was just wrong. And so I wanted to, I was going to say practice, but the reality is learn how to do it correctly. I always thought you knit in the back and purled in the front. Like, that was just in my head from I don't know where. Apparently that is incorrect. So I brought one set of needles with me, and I have something on it. And so I didn't want to take it off because I didn't bring any of the cord. And so I picked up some sets of needles in Teddy. Um, I don't know why they're different lengths. I don't. I got the pink ones because they're pretty, and I like pretty, and I got the gray ones because they were shorter, and so easier to have in like the car and when we're on the go and that. The needle sizes at Teddy came in 3.5 or 6 millimeter. That was it. Those were my choices. And it seems I chose to get 3.5 in both because I tend to like a smaller weight yarn. And then I don't know why, but I bought a set of circulars that are, I don't even know what size they are. I don't know. They look smaller than that. There is no size on this package. I don't know. But I guess I was just thinking, I want to be able to play, and I want to, which was one of the things I was thinking about when I was picking yarn, is just to have some yarn that isn't expensive, that is not like assigned to a project that I brought with me, that I can try out different things and really try and get a hang of this knitting thing, whatever that is. And so the first yarn I bought is completely with that in mind. It's a mystery skein. I have no idea. I couldn't find any others like it. It had a discount sticker on it, 55 cents. No ball band. It's soft and has a little halo, and it feels nice on the hands. It's probably a 3-weight. Though with the halo and that maybe up to a 4. But no, I think I would think of it as a 3-weight. It's all, I don't know. But I thought it 55 cents. This is going to be sort of my play with it, look at YouTube videos with needle and yarn, and see if I can actually learn to knit properly. What gets me still is that my fabric looks right. Like, I looked at what twisted stitches look like, and my fabric doesn't look that way. It looks just like normal stockinette. Though the thing about it being tighter probably is true. I knit really tight. Or I guess I don't knit. I do something. Oh, which, if you know me, is like, of course, I invented a totally new way to knit. Because, no, doing it the way everybody else does. No, couldn't do that. Okay. I don't think I meant to buy that ball. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I did. All right. So I bought 3 balls of everything that I bought in Teddy. I can't get in Germany, or at least not at the moment, because I did a Teddy shop right before I left. I didn't buy much. I did buy 3 balls of fluffy to make a project, like they're with intent. I'm making the Sis Love shawl for my sister, technically my sister-in-law, but she's my sister now. What? For Christmas. So, and that is also a make-along. Is that also Crafting Kitty? I think that's also a Crafting Kitty make-along. So everything that I'm pulling out as Teddy yarn is Teddy yarn, but that I have not seen in a German Teddy. Now, if you are also in Germany and you've seen them and they're at your Teddy, that just goes to show every Teddy is a little different. Though the ones in my area usually have the same stuff, because sometimes if I'm making a big project like a blanket or that, I can't get all the balls that I need just from my Teddy, and so I go to the ones, all the ones in the area, and try and get. If you were looking for something and it's gone and you're in the Leipzig Leipziger land area. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I did it. Uh, okay. So this is the Universal, and they had a few colorways. I bought 3 balls of it because it's 50 grams for 107 meters, and they're €1 each. I'm assuming it's 100% acrylic. Let me see. Yes, 100% polyacrylic, made in China. Most of the teddy yarns are made in China, 100% acrylic. It's just, these ones are nice and soft, and I just thought they were pretty together. And so I also thought they were a good, 3-weight, I would say. Good 3-weight. So maybe to practice knitting. I'm running out very quickly of crochet projects that I have with me. I have 100 crochet projects to do before Christmas, it feels like. I think it was only 22, but it felt like 100, and I'm thinking like, I just left them in the box outside my office, and here I have time because on Mom's shawl I ran out of yarn, on her sweater I ran out of yarn. I've made until I ran out of yarn. Anyway, so, but they're 300 meters, and should be enough to make something, some kind of scarf, or if I'm knitting, maybe a scarf and hat set. I hope I can learn to properly knit as well as I've started to Ellen knit. I'm hoping. So then, I don't know why I bought this yarn. I don't. Other than it's just really pretty and soft. It was just really pretty and soft. So I bought some Wave. And it's like baby pastels. And it's all the colors. Like it's the yellow and pink and green and blue. And I hope they're all coming out. And it almost, like, if you're just sort of looking at it, that far away, it almost looks like it's white yarn. There's no white in it. It's just all those sort of traditional baby color pastels. I bought 2 balls of it because it's 100 grams for 180 meters. Yeah, made in China, 100% polyacrylic, super soft. It reminds me of like a chenille or a velvet, but it's not chenille or velvet. So like you get the softness without all those drawbacks. At least in my mind, that's how this is gonna work. They are saying 5 to 6 millimeter needles and hooks. And they're saying 18 stitches for 28 rows of a 10 by 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. I don't know about that. Skeptical. I certainly would use a bigger hook with it, no matter what I do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. They're certainly not colors I can wear. I just wash right out in them, and they are baby pastels, and I don't gravitate towards baby pastels as an adult, and I didn't buy enough to make a baby blanket. But I don't know. I couldn't take them out of my cart. They were just soft and squishy, and I will find a use for them. Even if it's just to like play with knitting, and getting used to knitting with a halo, because that has not gone well for me so far, my friends. That has not been a successful endeavor. So even if it's just to do that practice with something that feels lovely and nice, and yet I'm not going, that was $12 a skein baby alpaca. Anyway, those, two more yarns, and the Croatia, I can't call it a mini haul. It's not a mini haul. So the second last one is I bought 2 skeins in the blue colorway of Cozy. And it's just, I think it's 2 shades of blue, a light blue and sort of a medium, just blue, that are sort of woven together to give it sort of a dimensional, graded look. They're 100-gram skeins for 225 meters. These I paid $2.55 each for. They're super soft and pretty, and I have 4 kids that have blue as their favorite color, so I'm going to be able to make something with it. I thought it would be good knit practice, because this is going to sound crazy, right? But maybe you can see in there. It's fairly loosely woven. The spin on that is not great. It's not tight. So in my crochet experience, that's going to split. That's going to be a splitty yarn. I thought I should practice knitting with a splitty yarn. I might not be right in the head. It's true. I may not be right in the head, but I would rather do it with something inexpensive from Teddy that is still soft and will make something beautiful, but that I'm not going, oh, I spent so much money on that hand-dyed hank and I don't know how to deal with it, and which I'm doing a little bit in my current project, because I think I just keep going into it a little bit. And I've kind of sort of figured out how to hide the snags in the fabric. I'm learning a lot about the anatomy of a stitch and that stuff from doing it in I think it's a fingerling, super fine. No, fine. Anyway. That's a different video. That's a different video. That's not this video. This video is, oh, I'm bouncing now. Swinging. Yeah, 100% polyacrylic, made in China. Recommending 5mm knitting and crochet. Oh, now this one sounds large to me for, I don't know. Everybody sees everything differently. Yarn companies certainly see things differently than I do, but I think it's pretty. It wasn't expensive, and I've got a lot of meterage to do something with it here for some fun. The last one, oh, I also bought some stitch markers. There's only 40 for €1, and I can usually get them like 100 for about 60 cents. But the colors were pretty. The colors got me. So I bought some stitch markers because I thought they were pretty. And they're my favorite kind of stitch marker. And I'm actually using them a ton in my most recent garment making endeavors. And as I said, patterns are coming soonish. So if you're interested in testing, drop me a little note, or better yet, send me an email to docyarn@gmail.com, and I will add you to my testers list. And so when I do have something out to be tested, I'll just email you and say, hey, you're interested. Anyway, 3 different colors that I thought went quite nicely together. Very light gray. I don't know how well that's coming up on camera. Sort of a medium gray, and then a dark blue, like a dark royal blue. They're 50-gram skeins for 160 meters each. 100% polyacrylic, made in China. All of the washing has been the same on all of these too, by the way, which is very, very standard for Teddy. Wash at 30, don't dry, don't iron, lie them flat. Here they're saying 4 to 5 millimeter hook or needle, and I would say it's a sport weight. However, there is big time halo on this yarn. It is a fuzz bucket. And like the gauge on it is 20 stitches, 40 rows for a 10 by 10 square. That to me is saying sport. But can you see? There's fuzz on there. So maybe that's a contributing factor. I mean, I think you can see it really well on the blue. So maybe that's the issue. I don't have a ton of meterage, but let's say, so like 460, 470 meters. That's enough to do like a very thick, almost wrappy kind of scarf. And I thought the 3 colors were pretty together. I really went digging around to try to find some colors in the color set. And then I only found 1 ball of each in the colors that I liked most. So I was like, yeah, they go together. So that's what we're gonna do. And that's what I'm gonna do. So for now, that is my Croatia haul. As I said, I have 5 more euros to spend, and I will pop that in. I just wanted to be able to crack some of these open, so I filmed it now as the sun is setting, and hopefully the colors in that were okay. Maybe you're enjoying the sunset. Whatever else I get, I'll pop on basically now. And I've already told you my whole journey in trying to get yarn in Croatia. So I won't go over it again now. But here's the rest. Give him some food.
Mom did not do.
You like doing that, Ed?
Yeah.
Get some more for him.
Ducks, animals, all kinds of animals, not just a cat.
I want to like this one more.
Okay.
Or you picked it up especially for him.
These clips come from Biryani. It is one of the national parks in Croatia, and it's an island. It has a beautiful sort of zoo, and
Hi, pretty.
there are dinosaur fossils right on the water that you can go to. There's
Beautiful.
elephants and llamas and ostriches and all
Hi.
kinds of animals. This year, the zebras were my favorite because you can see how up close and personal I could get.
Hi, pretty.
I
Are you
really could have
posing?
reached out my hand and touched
posing?
these beautiful creatures. We like to go to the island every year when we're there. We rent a golf cart, as you can see us here in the golf cart, and just spend the day as a family driving around in the cart, seeing the different archaeological excavations, and just being by the water, being in a very natural, preserved, beautiful setting. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of one of our favorite places in Istria with you. I thought it was worth one more try to go back to the yarn store in Pula and see if there was maybe a misunderstanding and maybe I could find some Croatian yarn. I know that there's a brand called Unitas that is made in Croatia. It is a Croatian brand. So I thought, I'm going to give it one more shot. It seems to be the only yarn store in the entire Istrian Peninsula. So I went in, sure enough, they do have yarn. And the lady working this day allowed me to film a little bit of it. And yes, I did make some purchases. So stay tuned for those. Unitas, I found some. Anyway, just take a quick look. There wasn't a lot of yarn, but there is yarn in this store in Pula, and you can get Croatian. As you can see, I am back in Germany. I did return to that yarn store in Pula that was more of a haberdashery than a full yarn store, but turns out to be pretty much the only option on the Istrian Peninsula in that area. As I said in the introduction to this video, it is really, really challenging to find local Croatian yarns. So I thought, okay, everybody says they buy their yarns online or at Teddy. I did have that little surprise find, but I was like, there has to be a yarn store. Like, I just couldn't believe it. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go back, and I saw yarns in a case in the back. I'm going to go and just look at them. And I went in again, and there was a different lady working, and she said, yes, I could film. And I was looking at a yarn, and I thought, I think this is Croatian, because I was looking at it, and I've been trying to learn a little Croatian because we go pretty much every year at this point, and I think it's just nicer to communicate at least a little bit in the local language. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, this really looks Croatian on the package. And I said to her, she tried very hard in English, but she didn't have a lot, and she had less German. So she said, no, the Croatian yarns are over here, and showed me the Croatian yarn. So I did actually come home with some Croatian yarn. I came home with some non-Croatian yarn as well from that shop. They had a lot of Alize, Nako, some yarn art, these Turkish brands that are fairly popular here in Europe. So I'll start with those, and I'll end the Croatian vlog with Croatian yarn. So the first thing I bought was this Alize My Baby, and I bought I think I bought everything that she had in the dye lot. So this one was loose, and then I found this tucked in behind. So there were 5 balls of it. It is, it has soft touch, and it really was, there was a lot of sort of value acrylic in that back there. And so after having touched all of that, when I picked this up, I was like, ooh, soft. Erin from Crafty Kitty is doing her creator spotlight on the turtle trunk. And I was looking through the patterns, seeing if I wanted to join in this month. And I found a pattern for like a mini stocking. And I have been planning to make advent calendars, refillable advent calendars for my 3 youngest. We had some of the sort of cheap felt, you know, the big felt ones that were like snowmen and reindeer and Christmas tree, I think. And I did actually buy replacements because Well, the dogs got them before they got packed away last year. They are no more. They were gone. So, but my plan, even when I bought those, was to make like little stockings as an advent calendar for them. And I thought Teddy's favorite color is red. So I thought maybe I'd just do all red for him. But then this is pretty nice, and 5 skeins. It's, let's see, they're 50-gram balls for 150 meters each. I think that should be enough to make a sweater for him. And anything I make for Teddy can then go to Eddie. So, yes, I know, I have Freddie, Teddy, Eddie. We're cuter than you can believe, but it's true. It's 100% acrylic. It's machine washable. Saying not to dry it, but honestly, folks, if it's 100% acrylic for my kid, it's going in the washer and the dryer, probably. Recommending a 3 to 4 millimeter knitting needle and a 2 to 3 millimeter crochet hook. Why? That's a DK weight. That's a good DK. I don't know why you would be so small with that hook size. Maybe people just crochet much looser than I do, but I'm thinking 5 is probably what I would do even for a crocheted sweater. Anyway, so I'm a little bit on the fence about whether this will turn into, oh, my brain must still be on vacation. Whether this will turn into an advent calendar or sweater. But yeah, so 5 balls of the Alizé My Baby. And I think because I look at yarn all the time, I probably get 100 yarn emails a day with just different companies and sales, and I'm just constantly looking at stuff and the prices of stuff, and why I'm trying to shove this back into a bag it wasn't in the first place while you're listening to the crinkles, I don't know. I'm still back on, my brain's in vacation. My brain's in vacation. Wow, coffee. Wake up some more brain cells, hopefully. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, I'm not sure. The prices in the store were fantastic. I think I paid about €1.50 per ball for that. It's okay. I thought I was gonna take it in the car. This was our last day that I went back to the store because I was like, okay, I give up. I'm gonna try again. And I was thinking it would be something I would do in the car, because if you watched Whipping It Up Wednesday, you know, I ran out of yarn on pretty much every project I brought, but I actually designed a new scarf pattern on that last day as well, and ended up doing 2 borders, and I designed the second one in the car on the way back, and then I had my massive knitting project, and it's not massive, like it's really not, but it feels like the mountain I'm climbing at the moment. So anyway, I had that. And then I picked up, I was looking for black yarn the whole time I was away, because I'm wanting to start a new series. Probably won't be a weekly series, but Tutorial Tuesdays. And the first thing that I want to do is my hockey puck pattern. Because if you've been here for any time at all, you know I am Canadian by birth, and hockey is in my DNA. And I am a huge hockey fan. And so finally I saw some black yarn. But this is so soft. As soon as I touched it, it was like, okay, it's coming home with me, whether I use it to film a hockey puck tutorial or not. This is coming home with me. I don't know now what I will use it for. It is just, it's 100% acrylic, I think. Where, say, give me the info. What's the 411? That's what we used to say when we were younger. It used to be cool. Like, that used to be a cool saying. Now, if I said that, my kids would be like, what are you talking about? What are you? Tell me, do you know what that means? Or am I just that old? Oh. I am going all over the band, looking at all the fine print. It's like right there. 100% anti-pilling acrylic. Wow. Called Rebecca. Super soft. It is super soft. It's a Deltex yarn. On that, it is a medium 4 weight. I would agree with that. You can wash it, you can dry it. Totally normal. Don't iron it. It's plastic. It has a little gauge swatch, which I think says 24 rows over 18 stitches for a 10 by 10. Anyway, it's a nice yarn. I like it. It's 100 grams, 250 meters, and 100 grams. It's got a cute little cat on it. I'm recommending 4 to 5 millimeter knitting needles, which in my very, very novice understanding seems right. Seems good to me. And no crochet hook. Often what I find, especially in that part of Europe, is we are knitting focused, which is fine. It's something I don't really understand. You know, crocheters use about 3 times as much yarn. You'd think they would want to cultivate the crocheting market just from a financial standpoint. But okay. Yeah. Anyway, I quite like it. I haven't obviously worked with it yet, but it's a beautiful feeling acrylic. I will certainly keep my eyes open for more Rebecca. Maybe in Croatia next year when I'm back in that. So let's talk about the Croatian yarn. I bought the same thing in 3 different colors. This was a brand I had been searching for. I know it's Croatian. I knew about it before I went. Apparently I have technical difficulties. Do I have... Okay, real voice. I needed to oil myself. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, now that I'm oiled... so the brand is Unitas, and on their website they have some gorgeous looking yarns. And from the 3 little Mirabellas that I found, if the others are as nice, it's a very nice yarn brand. It is just really hard to find. And you don't seem to be able to order from their website. I don't know if they only do wholesales to stores and that, if that's what the issue is or what, but it was very hard to find. So this was the only thing they had in the store from Unitas, except for actual thread, which they called their crochet yarn. And I'm like, I'm not making doilies yet. They're beautiful, but I don't know. There's just so much on my list that I want to do. and it seems really finicky. Actually, no, my real problem, truthfully, with lace work, crocheted lace work, like with thread, is how much focus and counting you need. And at this stage of my life, with kids and dogs and cats and total chaos at all times, it's just too difficult. It's just too difficult. So you're like, okay, show us the yarn you've been yapping about. Okay, so these are, I'll do it this way. This is more aesthetically pleasing. These are the Mirabelle, Unitas Mirabelle. It is cotton. The lady in the store is like, no, it's for summer. It's for summer. I'm like, I know, I actually can use cotton all year round, and sometimes I make summer things in the winter so that when it comes to being summer, they're made. I'm like a clothing store. I do the opposite season. Like, why do you have to buy your winter jacket in June? Explain that to me. I don't know what size my boys are going to be in June, like what size they'll be now in June. You ever raised a kid? They grow out of their pants on the way home from the store. Sorry, I digress. I don't like buying swimsuits in January unless I'm actually going on a trip in January. Then I need a swimsuit for, you know what I'm saying? But when you are doing slow fashion, it makes some sense to me. So maybe I'm with the Australians who are starting to do their spring make videos. I don't know. Anyway, she was trying to talk me out of it because it's cotton. I'm just trying to see if it's 100%. Okay, I can't hold all three and look. I'm just not that talented. At least not today. It's Oikotech standard certified. 100% Pima cotton. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. I will double check. I'll throw it into Google Translate rather than relying on my very limited Croatian. But I'm pretty sure Pamuk is Pima. Yes, and I think it's telling me gauge, but it's written in a way that I'm not good enough to understand at this point. They're 50 gram donut skeins for 142 meters. They're saying you can wash it on 60, but don't put it in the dryer. Guess it's not pre-shrunk cotton. Usually if you see that on cotton, it means it wasn't pre-shrunk. But once you've washed it and dried it once, it shouldn't shrink more. And it's a nice cotton. It is, fingering sport. I don't know. I haven't wrapped it. Probably sport. Probably sport. It has a nice sheen to it, which I really liked. The colors were good. And I would have probably bought more for a project, but I don't do a lot of non-kitchen stuff with cotton, and I didn't have anything appropriate for my house for kitchen, and it's not really kitchen cotton quality wise. So I just picked 3 colors that I thought were particularly appealing, that sort of work in my wheelhouse, and I'll put them in my shopping stash. If you don't know what I mean by that, that's fine. I am trying to reorganize my stash. Right now, my stash is organized by brand. And for a while, that made a lot of sense to me. But Katy Parrott, I'm going to give her credit every time. She gave me the brilliant idea of keeping yarn that I have for a specific project in a bag with a label of what that project is. Brilliant. And so I'm working my way through everything, reorganizing and putting that sort of method into place, and then having a large tote or something that is what I consider my shopping stash. So it's not something that's assigned to a project or was bought with a particular idea in mind. So this will probably go into my shopping stash. But it is pretty and nice, and a lovely cotton. It would be really nice worked up into a garment, a nice summer top. It wasn't inexpensive. It was just under €3 a donut, but that's only 140 meters. And for a top for me, I need a not insignificant number. Even a knit, even a basic knit. So since I didn't know what I was doing, and I know where to find it now, I thought I'd just get some playing with balls. Or what did, who was I watching? I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I was watching one of the knitters saying, I bought these as swatching balls. I thought that's good. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly something I would consider making a top out of, especially for summer in cotton. And maybe I just consider them like swatching balls. This is a navy blue. This isn't black. It's looking black on the camera. Doesn't seem to matter where I put it or what I put it with, even against the black top. Can you see a difference? I don't know. I think maybe you can see it a little more there, but it is a very dark navy. It's beautiful, beautiful, rich, saturated colors, which I loved because it's not always to eat. Not always easy to get them. I'm gonna stop talking now because, one, I've talked forever, and two, I don't seem to be able to do it anymore. Okay, friends, that is Croatia and my Croatian vlog / yarn hauls. If you are still here, you might as well hit subscribe because apparently I didn't turn you off too much. And it's free. And what else in life is free? So you might as well click that button. If you stuck around this long, maybe you liked something and want to do that thumbs up thing, do all the YouTube things. That would be really helpful. I would really appreciate that. I am still working towards the goal of being able to open community tab on here. In the meantime, feel free to join us over on Facebook. We have a very small but lovely group over there. And I'm on Instagram and starting to use the Ravelry. Starting to put my stash in there, and putting in projects that I'm working on producing the patterns for. If you're interested in test makes, feel free to email me at docyarn. Yarn Doc was gone, so docyarn@gmail.com. And until next time, friends, happy stitching.